Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another episode of our live session where we connect together to listen to your queries, concerns, and look forward to respond to your questions as much as possible. And we are back again to listen to your queries and respond to them. So, welcome back. Greetings for the day. And we are looking forward to hear back from you again this time and also targeting to answer as many questions as possible which people may look forward to as their concern. So go ahead if you got a question related to testing, related to certifications, related to anything which you think is looking for a solution. You want a guidance to get started with QA. You want guidance to look forward for some automation support. You're free to ask any questions related to testing as a part of this live session. And we would be more than happy to see more and more questions as a part of this live and try to cater as much as possible, depending on my knowledge, right? So we look forward to your queries, look forward to your concerns, look forward to your questions related to testing, and more than happy to serve you, give you the responses, what you might be looking at. So go ahead, keep dropping your questions, and welcome you all to our live session on this Saturday again. Okay, so meanwhile, just we got started last week with our the manual testing or software testing boot camp, and we are getting tremendous response on that boot camp as a lot of people were waiting to hear back from me on the manual testing content in detail. There were a lot of people who were interested in migrating from non-IT domain to the technical domain, and they were looking forward to become a QA to get started. And they certainly did not find a great content. And being kind of influenced by me, they always requested me from a long time that when are you coming back with something which helps us to understand all we need to understand in order to get into QA, right? And this tutorial, which we have recently started about software testing bootcamp, will be covering all that content, what you need to be a part of QA world, right? So I'll be covering everything right from the basic, right from the scratch, talking beyond the certifications of foundation, which is in ISTQB, and telling you everything what you really need to transform from a world of non-technical domain to be called as a QA and step into the technology, right? So I'll be here to help you understand all that concepts through the tutorials in this series. So stay tuned for that. And you can find that latest video on my channel, which will guide you to the playlist of this software testing bootcamp. And just look forward to a video every single day on the weekdays, and you will have great content to help you and support you with the preparation what you need to be called as a technical person thereafter. At the end of this bootcamp, I'll also be conducting some great information on interview preparation. So you will all have the support on the interview preparation part. You will understand what type of typical questions you do get, how do you answer these questions when it comes to interview, and several other important things, right? So I just had that particular small quick reminder to all of you that if you think you are one among them, or if you think you have a friend, you have a colleague who has been looking forward to such content, especially from my side of teaching, because I've got really great compliments from the participants who are listening to our videos, and they always mention that yes, the teaching what you have, the way you explain things can be understood by anyone. So considering that context, considering those feedbacks, I would suggest you that please recommend this course to your colleagues, your friends, your relatives who are interested to get started with a QA role, right? Will be very helpful. And not only for that, even a fresher who is looking forward to build their career in the world of testing, this tutorial series will be very helpful for them as well. So look forward to this great content, and we will be looking forward to cater you with all your needs, what you may have. Meanwhile, I got a few commands here. We got from Alan. Alan says, "Hey man, this is Alan from Kenya, and I'm so grateful for your YouTube tutorials. I'll be retaking my foundation exam this Tuesday. My first attempt had technical issues, so I asked to redo it." Alan, first of all, thanks for reaching us out, and thanks for being a part of this live session. And yes, that's really good to see that you prepared well. But But so sorry about your technical issues which you had on your first attempt. And I'm pretty much sure that you will be able to make it because 99% people come back to me and say that we passed. And certainly don't say 100% people, because there are at least 1% people who come back and tell me as well that, hey, Neeraj, I could not make it up. But the point is, it's not in you. It's just that I didn't get enough time, or I was not so ready with the preparation. I was sure that a lot of things were missing from my side. So still, we are happy because you cannot have 100% result. You cannot expect 100% pass criteria or rate from your audience. Always that 1% people will be there. But I'm really happy that at least they also come back and tell me that, right? And being very loyal, right? They should not be de-promoting certain things which just because they failed. So people, they come back and tell the reality that this is what happened. So Ellen, all the very best for your examination. If you are taking this Tuesday, if you think there are any concerns, reach out to me through the comment, through LinkedIn, through Facebook, anyhow. You'll find all my links in the chat or the description of this video. And you can always reach me, connect with me, and ask me whatever questions you may have, right? And I would be more than happy to assist you, help you to meet your expectations this time as well. But if you are pretty much confident, I just wish you all the very best for your examination. And I hope this time you do not have any technical glitches on the way. All right? All the best, my man. And yeah, thank you, for letting us know that. We got another one from AVR. Why do we say test analyst is for functional and technical test analyst is for non-functional? Yes, of course, because the certifications content, the TOC, what we have, is specific to those categorization. If you look at the test analyst syllabus, we don't talk about quality characteristics at all. That means we don't have anything which talks about performance testing, security testing, usability testing, portability, interoperability, etc. Right? They're all non-functional. And on the other hand, when you talk about technical test analyst certifications, we do not talk any functional levels or functionality, right? We don't talk about unit testing, integration testing, system testing. We are just talking about the quality characteristics of the application. And yes, it is non-functional. I'm not sure what you meant by stating that statement, that a lot of people have this confusion. If I understand your statement well, what you felt is a technical test analyst should be functional, right? My dear friend, a functional tester doesn't do anything technical on a product. Nothing. They just test the core functionality of the feature of the application. They pretty much do not do any technical work on the application. They just behave like a user and work on it. But when it comes to non-functional, that is core technology. Talking about performance, talking about architecture, talking about the system configuration, response time, request, API evaluations. These are the core technicality. That's the reason you call a technical test analyst as technical test analyst. But a functional team doesn't really have to get involved. I'm not saying that they do not do anything technical. They pretty much do that, but not as per the non-functional requirements. Security testing. Even if you don't know security testing, if you just think of it, we are talking about securing your data when you work on an application. Now, you can assume how can an application being used can be secured. Then you understand talking about security of an application is the most critical technicality which we can have in any application. The layers, the web services, right? The middlewares, which will be playing the role of that. On top of it, that when you use a banking application, you do not have any kind of phishing attacks or someone hacking into your account. If somebody is not hacking into your account as on today, there are a lot of things which you are not using, but they are present. And that's what you call it as security. And we test security testing, right? So there are a lot of technicality involved, which you don't even see. So these peoples are core technical people. They just don't rely on the requirement. They have great set of standards and they have to fulfill that. So anything beyond unit, integration, system, and acceptance is a core technicality. Whatever you know, be it recovery, be it usability, be it interoperability, be it portability, be it adaptability, installability, there are 100 plus levels, and all of them are key quality characteristics and completely technical. So you are doing much technical things than a functional tester. That's the reason we cannot do injustice to them being in non-functional. So we call them as technical because they deal with more technicality than the functional tester. I hope that gives you pretty much the right answer what you were looking for. If you still have any concerns, AVR, just feel free to drop another comment and I'm here to address that as well. Alan says, thank you so much. I'm still going through your foundation sample test playlist. If I encounter any issues, I'll reach out to you. Sure, my man. Take care. And let me know. I'm always open to assist you. Krishna says, I prepared only with your videos and I successfully cleared the foundation level exam in the last week. Thank you so much. Hey, Krishna, thank you so much for letting us know. It's really great when people come back here on the live sessions just to tell their results and their wonderful feedback. I certainly understand that there's no need for people to take effort once they are done doing the preparation and even succeeding the examination. The point is, I like those people who even take effort to come back and let me know that, hey, though your tutorials helped me, though I succeeded, but it's my courtesy to come back and tell you that it was your tutorials which helped me and I succeeded. No matter it was not my tutorial, but you just come back and let us know that, yeah, I passed my examination. And that just not for me. There are thousands other people who are looking forward to this tutorial as a preparation material, right? And your keywords, your recommendation, your feedback works for them. I cannot promote my own content because just like I can't use that proverb, but I hope you understand. So it just doesn't look good when you keep shouting about your content yourself because everyone does that. Every company promotes their product and says, my product is the best. Of course, that's something normal today. But when other person says, no, this guy's product is the best, then everyone listens to it. So your feedback plays that role on my channel to let new 1000 people to know about the content that yes, the content is really going to help someone to get prepared and appear for the examination and get a success in their first attempt. So thank you so much, Krishna, for letting us know. And congratulations, in fact, hearty congratulations for completing your first milestone. I look forward to, great achievements from you and do look forward to other certifications from ISTQB. And when you're preparing for that, don't forget to give us a chance once again and look forward to great tutorials on my channel and all the very best for your all future endeavors. Do let me know if I can help you with anything else. ABO says, thank you so much. The explanation was good. It's all my pleasure. We always prefer to give you the detailed justification at any point of time because this is just not an answer to your question. This live session is getting recorded and it will be published on my channel for people's reference thereafter, right? And a lot of people just come back and listen to this live session who could not make it to this live session. And they learn from your questions and my responses. So this becomes a great guide to a lot of people across the globe, this live session, not only by just attending it, even after the live session gets over, a lot of people look forward to listen to this and at least go through the conversation, what happened during this live session. And that's where your contribution is important, right? So I justify it in such a way that if somebody has something relevant to it or related to it, they still get those answers as well from my responses. All right, so I think I'm pretty much caught up from whatever we had on the screen, and I'm looking forward to more questions from all of you. If you got one, do not hesitate. I'm more than happy to look forward to your concerns and respond to them. So go ahead, team. If you have got a question, do not hesitate. Drop it on the chat box. I'm just a chat away, and I'll be happily responding to it. And don't forget to drop a thumbs up on at least my live video. I never want you to like or subscribe this channel, but I always want you to like this live session. And just for a cautious information, subscribing is not mandatory on my channel. Okay, because I help anyone who comes to this channel, and we don't check if you're a subscriber or not, if you're a member of this channel or not, but we just help you. So liking will let YouTube know and promote it to the people who don't know about this content, right? We want to, help everyone who may not be able to figure out that YouTube is publishing a great set of content, right? So that's where I request you, if you're happy enough, just if you're happy enough, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Okay, Krishna says, hello everyone who are watching this live and tutorials. Please do circulate the entire world. Very, very helpful videos. Thanks for your wonderful golden words, Krishna. That pretty much makes a lot of sense to me. In fact, thanks for your recommendation, which will make sense to a lot of people who will be participating in here, and they will be watching this session again later. And they certainly understand when the words come from a user, right? Because a user is the only person who knows, who has been through all the tutorials and pretty much understands that what we have done and what more we need to do. So thank you so much for keeping our audience fueled up and at the same time inspired, so that they can take up their examination with the same confidence and succeed as well. Thank you for contributing there. Krishna also says, thank you, sir. Could you suggest me which certification is better for my next level? And my current role is technical leader, that is tech lead. Based on that, please suggest me. So I would recommend you going for test analyst, right, Krishna? So you can look forward to the test analyst certification, which is for the advanced level. And being a tech lead at this point, you will have great explorations. Okay, you would understand how to manage a process. You would understand some great other techniques. You would understand more about defect management. You would explore about matrices to do test progress monitoring and reporting, and a lot many other stuff like that. In fact, talking about the tool implementations from the automation point of view, talking about several frameworks, that what is a keyword driven framework, what is a data driven framework, and sort of things, and what's the contribution of a test analyst, which is more of your role this time, will be in the organization. So look forward to a great content and an amazing certification for you. And a lot of the companies are looking forward to a great test analyst certified professional. So please look forward to that. That would be a great suggestion from my side for you, for you to look forward to the next one. Okay, and all the very best. Always go through the tutorials. You have the playlist on my channel, and got any questions, you know how to reach me. Raheem, I got all the questions here already. Got something more? Just feel free to drop them on the chat box. We want to utilize this time as much as possible and do the best in this 1 hour, I would say 60 minutes, to answer as many questions as possible so that it benefits you being a part of this live session. And we just want to make sure that at any point we are catering people. We just don't publish video like other people. This is the only channel in the world which comes online through a live session to answer your questions as well. We just don't create videos and publish them and leave you alone with that. We come back to respond to your queries, listen to you, understand your concerns, and suggest to you, support you with responses. So sorry about the background noise anyways. So there are a lot of things which we do, and we are standing alone there. Okay, because none of the other service providers give you a free of cost service to at least answer your questions. So look forward to suggesting that as well to your colleagues, your friends, that if you got a question, just feel free to reach out to me. Christian says, currently I'm in automotive testing, XADAS, example ADAS, car multimedia. Oh yeah, then you do have a specialist certification if you don't want to take it, because see, the reason is you are a tech lead right now. Test analyst will be a great option for you, but you do have, as you told me, some additional information now. You do have a specialist certification in ISTQB for automotive tester. Okay, so you cover a great content from automotive practice. Like for example, you start with the test process of automotive. you talk about AutoSAR, you talk about ASPICE, you talk about ISO 26269, and certainly that adds everything what you would need. So yeah, you can also look forward to get those specialist certification, which would add more value. I've been delivering these type of sessions like for ISTQB test analyst and automotive tester for companies like Bosch, Mercedes, Continental, and many more. So yeah, that would be a great option for you. Some people suggested me like that the test analyst is for functional or non-functional, so go for test management. No, it's nothing like that. Test management, what do you mean is probably I understand it is test manager, is right? So test manager is someone who is really more beyond the test senior tech lead or probably higher than that. So test manager is someone who is a person who manages the whole QA of an organization. Okay, bigger crowd. So test manager is not limited to 4 to 5 people. We have test lead for that, correct? And we are where you are being a tech lead, you might be leading a team of 4 to 5 members, or maybe 5 to 6 whatsoever, but smaller number. When it comes to test manager, you are leading a team of 20, 30, 40 QA in your organization. Okay, so that's what is called as a test manager. So in order to become test manager, my suggestion would be start with test analyst. Okay, and it will talk about the functional testing for sure, but it will prepare you half the way for the test manager as well, because directly taking test manager, you may have certain confusions or certain concerns which may not be answered without going through the previous syllabus. And it's not in the sequence, it's just that some of your answers will be already given in the test analyst. So they will just say, as discussed in the test analyst syllabus, this is what we will be doing. Then you would wonder, what is that you discussed in the test analyst? Did I miss anything out? Yes, of course. There is a way you go through the certification. You will first become a foundation tester, then you will become a senior test engineer, then you will become a technical lead, then you will become a senior technical lead, and then you will go to the project manager, right? So what we are just saying here is test analyst is where you are, and then once you become senior tech lead, you can look forward to the test manager, or maybe after clearing your test analyst, take up your test manager as well. That should be good. No problem at all. And non-functional testing has nothing to do with it when it comes to automotive. If you want, you can take a specialist certification of automotive tester, and that would be an added advantage to your portfolio. And that makes sense. If you have still any question, just let me know. Dinesh says, intrusive tools and the probe effect. Explain, please. Okay, intrusive tools. When it comes to intrusive tools, I certainly want to understand there are several things under this category, and when it comes to intrusive tools for testing, it is basically how does it react to intrusions, right? And interrupts in its normal workflow. So these kind of workflows is more of like suspend and resumption, right? You were doing something. Okay, let me take a very simple example here. Very, very simple example, easy to understand that you have a smartphone connected to network and you were pretty much watching a video on YouTube. Okay? And you are traveling. You're not sitting at one particular place. You are traveling. And while you were traveling, you hit a blind spot. What is a blind spot in telecom? Where you don't get any network. You were surrounded by trees or surrounded by apartments, and suddenly you lost your network and you went on no service. So what basically happens on YouTube video? It says loading, buffering, or whatsoever, right? Just because you don't have a network connectivity. Now, when you come back in the network, your video will resume from there. Okay? But if it takes longer to resume, it will say tap to try again. You'll have a timeout error message on that, right? Yeah, it certainly happens to you in metro, right? So anyways, however you travel, you lose your network, and this is what happens. So this is what is our intrusion. Intrusions is like a runtime scenario where it is a type of testing which is used to test how well a system reacts to intrusions and interrupts to its normal workflow, and if there are any pop-ups, any kind of exceptions which can happen during the execution of a control flow, or maybe a kind of the transaction steps, what all the pop-ups comes, and if you say okay on the pop-up, you say cancel on the pop-up, then how do you go back to the next page, right? If you try to book a flight today on any application, you will see a lot of pop-ups in between that, hey, did you forgot to add a seat? It is going to be cheaper this time, but when you come back later, it might be expensive. Do you want to do it now? I say no. Then it takes me to the next page. But if I say yes, it retains me in the same page, right? So that's something called as intrusive testing. But of course, the answer to the next question is, what are intrusive tools to, of course, test it? So there are great tools available to test intrusive testing, which are basically having the capabilities of pop-up handler, exception handling, because when a pop-up comes, it could be dynamic at any point of time, and I want to make sure that my test does not get blocked or terminated due to an exception, due to a pop-up. So I want my tool to manage, try, and catch those exceptions and handle it. Like, okay, I got you. What do you mean? I press OK here. I got you. What do you mean? I press cancel here. And this is what this tool, intrusive testing tool, will be basically capable of. They will be responsible for capturing, managing the exceptions during the runtime, and just go with the flow, accepting or handling all the exceptions on the way. I know that should make sense to you right now. And if you think there's anything which is missing, just let me know. And the other thing which you asked me was probe effect, right? So probe effect is unintended alteration in system behavior caused by measuring the system. Now, unintended behavior, which is like it's more of like which is not expected to happen. Okay. For example, if you insert a new code, in a very simple example, that you were working on an application and you have defined a performance parameter of it to 3 seconds, that any page should load within 3 seconds of time. And now you introduce a new feature into the application. And due to this new addition of the code, your performance has degraded. Okay. Now that thing is what we call it as probe effect, right? The probe effect is basically unintended alteration. That means we never expected that if I add a new piece of code to one part of the application, the performance, which is a quality characteristic, it's not a functionality, it's a quality characteristic of the application, will be impacted, right? And that certainly can be done by many ways. So probe effect in testing means this, right? And it basically goes with measuring certain things like that also. When it comes to component or system, we do make sure we measure these probe effects, that if a new item being introduced, there's no side effects of that. So your regression not only limited to functional, but you will also do regression from the point of uh, non-functional characteristics to make sure that new addition does not impact the performance or does not impact the usability, does not impact the security. So all that will be taken into account. I hope that makes sense. And that completes your question, Dinesh. If you can tell me if that's okay, or you have one more question, just let me know. Krishna says, okay, sir, thanks a lot for your valuable quick response. Do we have any Telegram channel or any pages? Uh, I think this is all I have where I publish everything. If you want anything to suggest us to make it more better, we are always open to listen to your concerns, listen to your recommendations, suggestions in order to make this channel more better. So I would look forward as a part of this live session from all of you, not only just the appreciations, compliments, and great news with your pass, but also if you think you have got a suggestion, you've got some inputs to make this channel more better for you and many other people, feel free to drop those suggestions, comments as well. We look forward to analyze each of your idea, look forward to listen to your recommendations, evaluate that, analyze it, and see if that is feasible enough. That will really help multiple people. We look forward to that, and we certainly do it. So your suggestions are equally important and valued when it comes to our channel. So go ahead, Krishna. If you got a suggestion to make it, we would love to do. What is that you're looking forward to from us, and why are you expecting a Telegram channel? I would love to find better ways to do it, or probably create a Telegram channel and talk about it. All right, I think I'm pretty much done with the questions. Once again, Dinesh says, thanks a lot, sir. You're welcome, Dinesh. And do let me know if you have got more questions. And we're looking forward to more people. If they've got any questions, be it a stupid question also, I don't mind, because I'm here answering your questions. And a question is always a question. So just feel free to drop your concern, drop your questions. And we've got 31 minutes more, sorry, 29 minutes more to go from this session, and would love to answer as much as possible. Okay, we got a new message coming in from SM. SM says, good morning from USA, sir. Is there any specialization for database testing certifications? If no, then what route should I take to be a database tester? Okay, number one thing, when it comes to specialization on certain precise things like this, like talking about a database tester, you take certifications from the database provider. Okay, for example, MySQL, Oracle, MongoDB, Postgres. These tool providers provide you the certification. So ISTQB doesn't talk about the tools or doesn't talk about any software. They talk about the theoretical concepts from the process, from the implementation, from the improvements, and many other things which are limited to theoretical content. When it comes to practicality, you go to the vendor who is doing that. For example, if I'm using LoadRunner, I would approach Micro Focus, and Micro Focus would give me all the certifications I need on LoadRunner. If I'm working on Jira and I want to be certified with that, I would approach Atlassian and see what certifications they have. And yes, they do have certifications for that. Similarly, for SAP, like there is platform provider, Salesforce, platform provider, right? Same way, database providers will give you the certification. So ISTQB doesn't have any certification on database testing, but yes, you need to reach out to the database provider, and they certainly have, all of them have a certification for you. So you get certified with the database architect, right? And being having that knowledge, given that you are understanding what is database all about, you are just testing it. Your responsibilities are different. Developer responsibility is to develop it. Your responsibility will be to test it. But both of you are supposed to know the product in order to build or in order to break it, right? So you should approach the database, what you're referring to, the vendor from that company, and they will give you that. So yeah, there is a certification, but not from ISTQB. Dinesh says, sir, you are sweating so much. Have you been through the gym and coming directly for us? No, I've been out. I was traveling and I'm just sweating because it's very hot here and it's just not started being cold. So it will take some time to get cold here, right? And I certainly put off all my, you know, systems to cool me because of any distracting noise which comes in the background, which may not have a clear audio for you, right? So I'm just, anyways, slight compromise and sacrifice to make this session more meaningful. I got my old friend Federico here. Hey, Federico. Federico says, hi, Neeraj. What is the average time of study you would recommend for the test analyst exam? When it comes to the advanced level certification, Federico, unlike the foundation, this is slightly more complicated and would need better attention, more practice, and a break between your each sessions. You just can't just say that, okay, I'll go in a stretch with all the videos and I can make it up. probably you will not succeed, right? So you would need some break in between your each tutorial to dig yourself within that how much did I really understand? How much did I really had an understanding on being a test analyst? What is that I'm supposed to do on this content or this particular topic or this context, right? So that would be more important for you. So on an average, we recommend people that if you invest 1 hour of time, not listening the video content, like listening, exploring, referring the syllabus, and recalling. Okay, 4 things. You listen to my tutorial, understand, refer to the syllabus, official syllabus copy, and recall that do you really remember what you learned and you know how to replicate it, right? After doing all these 4 things for each topic, if you're spending 1 to 1.5 hours each day, you would need 15 to 20 days of time to take up the certification. Okay, 15 to 20 days of time. And I want you, even if you finish in 10 days, I want you to take some time and do your self preparation in such a way that you know everything what you cover, right? Gain that confidence by revisiting the tutorials, gain that confidence by referring to the syllabus once again, and then say that you are ready. You cannot prepare in 5 to 10 days of time and say, I'm examination ready. Even the boards do not conduct quite often these test analyst exam, right? They may have fixed dates for it, or probably you can just go and write it whenever you want. But the point is, what it takes to be ready for the examination, I would suggest you at least 15 to 20 days. At least anything up to 30 days is fine. Is fine. If you're taking longer, no problem at all. That's usual. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared that you are taking more than 20 days or more than 30 days to prepare for this. This is just that it takes time. Don't worry. It takes time. It's not something which is just going to happen overnight. So take your time. Don't worry. I'm putting 4 hours of study every day. Your videos are very helpful, but I'm laying a lot on the syllabus. No problem. That should be fine. Take your time. We don't want to suggest you that you should close it as soon as possible. No, take your own time, get that hold of the content. You have to think like a test analyst. You have to start behaving like a test analyst in a project. And that's where you will say, I'm ready to solve a scenario, because here you will not just be asked a direct, straightforward question. You'll be asked some great real-time scenarios based question as well. And you need to judge that, hey, if I was the test analyst here, what I would have done. And it's not about perception that multiple people will have different answers. There is a syllabus, there is a context which will tell you that what is the right answer. So go by the syllabus, and you would need some time for getting that tight hold of it. And there's nothing wrong if you're taking more than 15 to 20 days also. Take your time. Okay? Yasin, go ahead. Got more questions? We got another 20 minutes, around 20 minutes to go from our live session. And we're looking forward to more and more questions from this session today. So Federico says there are 2016 questions and 2019 questions on the ISTQB web page. Do you recommend doing both? Yeah, it's pretty much the same. There's no difference. It's just that some of the typos have been removed, which they had, and some of the topics have been removed from 2016 to 2019, right? Some of the topics have been removed in the syllabus. So if you look at 2016 questions, you would wonder, did I even read about it? So you may get confused. If you look at 2019, you would say, yeah, okay, this is the syllabus, what I read. So just do not concentrate too much on that side of it. Okay, so concentrate on 2019. It pretty much covers what you need to cover in 2016. It will just remove some unwanted questions, and that would make more sense to you. So I won't suggest you to go back to do both the papers, which has pretty much everything same, but some of the topics were removed in 2019, not added. So you don't need 2016. Okay, So yeah, that's the thing which I wanted to talk about. Okay, so all right. So the next question, what I have here is called from Dinesh. That is, he's looking for false negative. Okay, there are two terms, team, when it comes to the test results evaluation. So if you are a person who's looking forward to evaluate the test results, you would say, I have to look forward to the false positive and false negative, right? So it's slightly tricky, so pay attention to it when it comes to false positive, what it means, and false negative, what it means. A false negative is where a negative test result is wrong. Okay? Negative test result is wrong. For example, pay attention, okay? I don't have a dashboard to do that and write it here on the screen. Uh, if you are testing a system, for example, there should be error code 201, okay? Or 102. Expected error code is 102. And you got 120 as expected, right? And you said it is a failure, correct? Because your expected is 102, your actual is 120, and you marked it as fail. So that's absolutely fine. But when I reviewed it, you did a typo in writing the actual result. Instead of typing 102, you typed 120. So it was actually not wrong. So when your false result is wrong, you call it as false negative. That means what you reported as a failure was not a failure. It's called as false negative. And what is false positive? That's other way around. Actually, the thing was not working, but you reported that it is working. For example, 120 was expected. You wrote 120 and marked it as pass. But the actual result was 102. Again, typo. But this time, what you did, you provided a pass status to the wrong thing. And yes, you caught something about false positive. Okay, so these are the key differences between the negative and the positive, where negative is like telling wrong thing about the wrong thing, right? Which is not. And same way for the positive, which is actually wrong, but you by mistake and mark it as pass, which is false positive. Your false turned into positive and false turned into negative is what you can make yourself easy to remember at what a false positive and false negative means. What you reported as failure is actually working, is false positive. What you reported as failure, but actually that is wrong, is false negative. I hope that pretty much makes sense. Look forward to that. If you still don't understand, get me, back with your question, and I'll look forward to answer some more examples there. Krishna says there are 36 videos for automotive tester. Our playlist is enough, or do we need to prepare some other materials also? If our playlist contains all the syllabus means I can prepare the same. Please confirm. Yes. First of all, the 36 videos cover everything what you need in order to prepare on the certification. Second, you should be happy to know that my channel is the only channel in the world which will provide you a content for automotive tester. There is no book, there are no other recordings, there's no Udemy course, okay? There are no other supporting materials except my video tutorials in this world, okay? Because nobody has looked into it so far. I was the first person who looked into it, and currently still the first person, or probably the last person also right now, till somebody else comes up. So you do not have any other option. But yes, the whole tutorial series of tutorial will help you prepare for your certification for sure. You don't need anything else. But yes, as usual, my strong recommendation, go through the official syllabus copy. Okay? parallelly while you watch the videos. That will give you a great confidence while doing the preparation, right? So all the very best. Federico says, thanks a lot, Neeraj. I know I said it a lot of times that you are a diamond in the big and blocks. Thank you for making me a diamond once again, Federico, but it's just that this is me. I look forward to scatter people as much as possible in the best way we can so that people just don't feel that, I am trying to hide something to not serve you, correct? So I give you what you need through these sessions, through my videos, and give you the best what is possible. I don't expect that I just promote some basic things here and ask you to call back me, right? I never ask anybody to call me back, providing my number, providing my email addresses, because I don't expect anything from you. I just feel like if I can answer your questions through this free portal, then I think that would be great. And you will also be happy enough that, okay, I did not have to pay a huge amount of money to get my simple doubts clarified. Because there are a lot of business minded people out there who always expect that why should I do a quality work when I'm not getting paid for it? So we want all of you to get the service free of cost, ruining the business of this particular education system, at least for testing. Because I just have one goal. I want to see better QA in our world tomorrow. And that starts with me. If somebody asks me tomorrow that when you are expecting better QAs in the world tomorrow, what is your contribution? And I will just tell them, can you go back to YouTube and type TM Square? And that channel will tell you what I do for that contribution. So this is where I am. I want to serve any individual who is into testing or who wants to be in testing as much as possible so that they can start building their career or can at least be a better QA in their day-to-day world. And that's it. Side by side, I can get a small recognition. That's enough. But the point is, what are we doing to make our QAs better? The answer is you put some dummy questions on the blog spots, which does not work. You do not talk about certifications. You do not encourage certifications. You do not teach them how to get certified, and you expect better QAs. No, that's not the way how it happens, right? So I started this, tutorial sessions on the certification especially, and started telling people that yes, it is good. I'm here to help you if you get stuck. If I just create tutorials and forget all of you, then that's not going to work. And I certainly want all of you to also get clarified with your questions. That's the reason we have this live session. So thank you for giving me that recognition, Federico. I really, really feel happy about it that for the past few years, I've been doing a great job. I'm pretty much meeting the expectation of the people, and I'm having that goal visibility now that we are on the right way. People are improvising themselves from time to time. Right. Thank you so much, Federico. We got Krishna again saying, thank you so much, sir, for confirmation. And I'm very happy that you are providing for us without single rupee yet. It's just that it's out of my passion. But I do charge people. It's not that I do everything for free. I do need bread and butter to live along. But when I do corporate sessions, when I do it for the companies, I do charge them for their sessions, but not on the YouTube. I don't charge people that, okay, if you are stuck, reach out to me, pay me some bucks, I'll train you. No, I'll answer your questions through this live session. You don't have to reach out to me on a personal window to spend money and get charged. When I can answer your some simple questions here itself. Why would you pay so much for it? Correct? So thank you so much again, Krishna, for understanding. And Dinesh says, for example, I've tested for 404 error. And yes, I got that it's giving 404. But while reporting the test report, I told it's 505. Then it's false positive. Yeah, exactly. Your negative result is actually positive. So that's what you mean by negative, false positive. Another way around is negative result is actually negative. So that's false negative, which is wrong. You're right, Dinesh. Team, I've got another 10 more minutes to go from uh, this live session, and I want to answer as many questions as possible. Do not forget, if you're happy with the service, you're happy with the content which we provide, do drop a thumbs up on this video. And I want this to reach out to many people as much as possible so that they can come here and ask their questions and get them clarified. Make sure that you let them know that if you find anyone being little worried about testing, little worried about how to get the responses, this is the world's first live session to answer people's question on QA and testing related stuff without any charges. Unique one, right? So I deserve to be promoted. Deserving thing, which I'm asking you for the betterment of our own QA team members. And we look forward to great validation rules coming up next. So yeah, got team, another 9 minutes to go from our live session. Got more questions, just feel free to drop them. I'm here to answer, just want to answer as much as possible so that everyone feels benefited through this live session. So got more questions, do not hesitate. I would be looking forward to respond to them as much as possible before the times run out. If not, don't worry. We always got another session on the next Saturday. Every Saturday we connect and we look forward to respond to you as much as possible. But if in case you could not make this to the session, then you can always ask me offline through the comments. You have my LinkedIn URL, connect with me. You have my email ID, everything on YouTube. Just go to description of any video. You'll find my LinkedIn address, Facebook address. You'll find my SlideShare page. You'll find my Quora page. Ask me any question anywhere. If you go to my About page of this channel, you'll find my email address. Write me. I'll just revert you back. So it's more important that you reach out to me anyhow. And I would be more than happy to assist you if you just reach out to me. So feel free to let me know offline as well. And I would be more than happy to respond to you there. So looking forward to more questions for today. Just go ahead and drop it. If you got more questions, I would be happy to assist you before we sign up for the day. We got another 7 minutes to go from this live session, team. Make most out of this opportunity when we connect together. When we connect together live, we listen to you, we respond to you, and give you the benefit what you need from our interaction. So just go ahead and let me know what your questions are. Yes, team, go ahead. If you got a question, do not hesitate. Your question is important to me, though it might be a simple question. But yes, as far as it is a question for you, it is a question to me as well. And if you have it, just drop it on the chat box and I'll pick it up, talk about it, and give you the response what you may need to understand that. Moreover, we look forward to your queries related to certifications, related to testing tools, related to the concept of testing, be it about anything in testing, and I'm more than happy to respond to them and give you that clarification what you may need. If I may not have the answer, I'll get back to you. If I may not have the answer, at least I'll give you suggestions where we can find the answers. But yes, I look forward to respond to your queries as much as possible so that we have a great outcome while we connect together through this portal. So make most out of such opportunities when we are together. And no problem if you don't make it up. You can always reach out to me offline as well, and the responses would remain the same. I pretty much get more than 50 comments kind of over a week. I'm not so popular still. I get 50 comments over a week, which I take time to respond to them because these people are requesting me for some responses which will clarify their doubts regarding the certifications, regarding a concept, which will further enable them to continue their work. But if I don't respond them, they may not be, enabled. Rather, they will be blocked. That I don't understand this. How can I proceed? So it's pretty important to take some time out for me to get back to their commands, listen to them, or read out those commands and respond to them because that is what I'm here for. I just want to help the community and build a better community of testers so that they also have this feeling that I should be helping my fellow member, my fellow team member or colleague to learn better testing, subjected they have an answer. So when people will have answers, they will not hesitate to help anyone. I might be acting as an inspiration to many of you that you should help others on learning a concept. But probably when you know the concept, so when you get it clarified and somebody asks you tomorrow that, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? Then you say, yeah, I learned about it. I got the answer from someone and this is what it is. So I'm kind of trying to inspire all of you that go ahead and educate people. Let them know what are the best practices of testing. What are the definition of basic terminologies? And I'm sure if all of you have heard of my third channel, which is called as Technical Vocabulary, where I just talk about the definitions and that gives you all what you need from the glossary or the definition of technical keywords. And that's an amazing channel too. I'm just creating very, very short videos, right? Hardly for 2 to 3 minutes of time, but you'll have everything what you would need. Certainly makes sense to anyone who just wants to prepare on all the basic terminologies, or it becomes more of like a dictionary, technical dictionary, where you can find what you want. Okay, meanwhile, I got a question from Dinesh before we run out of the time. Benefits of pesticide paradox example and scenario. Okay, the best example what I have for you right now is regression test suite. When it comes to the regression test suite, right? We do understand regression test suites are helpful in maintenance testing pretty much. Once the product is released, it enters into maintenance mode. And every time we add a new piece of code, we conduct a round of regression test. Now, this regression test suite, which has the collection of all the regression tests which you need to run post a maintenance or post an update, needs to be revisited from time to time because it will not remain the same for years together, right? So it's time down the line 1 year when a particular feature has been added and you need to add some new test cases to your regression test suite, right? If you add a new feature, that's what you call it as update. Update is maintenance, right? And second, when you remove an existing feature down the line 1 year from a released product, then you have to remove the unwanted test cases also. But if you don't do that, what are you practicing is pesticide paradox. You're still using an outdated set of test suite which your application doesn't want. Or you're just repeating the same set of test cases which are always going to pass. So always think of revising your test cases. It's not really mandatory that what you are doing is going to help you find the defects. Very simple example to add on top of it, that I created a plan for my first year of graduation to get 90%, 90% in the examination. I followed it very strictly, but I could not get 90%. I just got 60%. So, will I follow the same plan for the next year as well? The answer is no. Maybe it's not a plan for 90%. So what's the point of following that plan again next year targeting 90%? Because that plan may be to get 60%. So change your plan and hit the next year. Same way here. You might have written test cases which are running and passing and not getting a defect, but you have an intuition that there are defects. Then why will you rerun the same test case again and again? Rather, design some new test cases and hit the module. That will help you to find defects. No point of repeating the same exercise again and again, right? That's pesticide paradox. That's the example, and that's the scenario. I hope that I caters you. Let me quickly also take, we have already hit the hour. Ruchit has a question. Sir, I hit foundation level exam twice previous months. I got 19 and 21. Really not sure how to crack the exam. I feel this is wrong in my preparation and concepts. I find MCQ are tricky. And guidance from you, please. Still, I will apply in April 22. This is what I was talking about a while ago. When you say that people fail and they come back to you, but they know where are they or where are they wrong, right? So thank you, first of all, Ruchit, that you came back to this live session and having the the guts to come up and say that I it was my preparation which is lacking here, right? Because people sometimes feel that the content is not supervised so much that it is helpful. So being loyal, I appreciate. What you need, write it to me. We'll connect over a phone call. I'll assist you what to do for that. Okay? Drop me an email. You'll find my email address on the about page of my channel. Go to my channel, click on about, get my email ID, and write me an email. We'll get in touch offline, and I would give you better support to pass this in the third attempt. I don't want you to fail in the third attempts for sure. Okay? Don't you worry. Just reach out to me. All right. So for that, I think we are pretty much done, and I've answered all the questions which we had. Right? Sure. Happy weekend to you as well. And yeah, so pretty much covered with all the questions we had and pretty much answered all your queries. So I'm thinking we're pretty much done. So thank you so much, all of you, for participating here in this live session and being a part of it. Because this live session cannot be successful without your participation. So thank you for participating, asking your questions, sharing your results, sharing your concerns. And I was literally very happy to respond to all your questions once again. No worries if you could not ask your question. You always can prepare and come back next Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and I would be more than happy to assist you. Don't worry, it's 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and connect with you every Saturday and respond to your queries. So feel free to be a part of it next time, and I would be more than happy to assist you anytime, right? So that's all from this live session, team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching this video, team, and happy learning. Take care, team. Stay safe. I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.